Hello everyone, good morning. This is Terry. These are all my plants, well, minus the Phalaenopsis that I have at the office, my green one. These are the plants that I plan on showing this weekend, just showing them. They're not going to be judged. So what I plan to do next is I'm going to separate out the plants that need some attention, a little cleaning up, like for instance that. Any plants that need their foliage looked at, well, they all need their foliage dealt with, and I will show you how I do that. I don't know if I did this last year, but I'm gonna do it today. Not every plant needs something done to it, but definitely I need to figure out how I'm going to display the plants at our show. Well, in the past I have done displays, my own displays for the local show, but for the most part we just have long tables that have nice tablecloths on them. Very nice, and we just set our plants there. And in the past I was in charge of the tables, and so I would go around and organize and move plants around as I saw fit. This year I'm not, so I don't know how they will wind up, but but everyone individually tries to bring their plants well, already manicured and cleaned up and trimmed, staked up if need be, just so that whoever is doing the table design, all they have to do is place the plant. They don't have to do any staking or any cleaning up themselves. All the pots should be in black, but most of our members are fine with just terracotta pots, being that that's a natural looking color. So they're fine with that. I just do that on an individual basis, especially since I'm not doing a display. Generally displays, you want every pot to be uniform, but when they're just sort of randomly sitting on a table, it's not that important. So it's really not that important, but some pots you kind of want to cover up, or you want to top dress to cover up some of the ugliness that lies inside of a pot. But for the most part, everyone's going to be looking at the flowers, so you want to make sure that there are no leaves that have brown corners on them, no disfigured flowers, no spent flowers, all the dead flowers pulled off, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to pull out a couple of things that I know need cleaned out, and then I'll come back and I'll go over that with you. There's no point in doing everything. That would be an hour video if I go one by one with every plant. So I'm just gonna pick out the ones that I know are desperately in need of a cleanup before they leave this house. And when I do that, I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back, and this is one plant that I'm gonna demonstrate just to clean up generally. I was going to top dress it with some more bark, but I don't want to do that because I may forget that there's bark on there after the show, and then I don't want these roots covered up with that extra bark. So the main problem with this plant, as I see, is just its dull leaves. Everything else looks in good condition. I mean, I could clip all of those spent spikes, but I think those are okay because they're relatively close to the plant. The spikes do not need staked at all because they are quite erect. So the only thing that really needs to be done is, like I said, the leaves need to be cleaned up and shiny. And so what I do to do that is all I do is use plain milk and a clean rag, and I just dip the rag in the milk and just rub it on the leaves. It's a really easy process, and you can see they look a lot more shiny and glossy. Gives them that appearance that they're Gets all the dirt off of them, the dust. Make sure you get the bottom leaves as well. Those are the ones pretty much that are the most dirty or just dusty. Maybe a little bit of salt on them as well if I'm fertilizing. But yeah, making sure that you don't get close to the flower spikes, you're just getting the leaves. And of course I make a mess. But that's pretty much that plant. That's how I will show that plant. Yeah, also I'm looking for any bugs that I may have missed. That would be a disaster to take your plants to any kind of function, show, judging, or just a demonstration or a display, and people are looking at your plants and they see bugs. So that would be the first thing to look for before you pull them out of the greenhouse, or whatever, wherever you pull them from. But that's another thing to keep a lookout for. So that's that plant. Set that over here. Okay, another plant that I'm gonna simply deal with is this Dendrobium right here. Now, the leaves obviously are going to need, all of my leaves are gonna get that, the milk wash. But this plant specifically, I generally don't stick up spikes, but with this one, being that it's so bent in an irregular fashion and it's almost pendant, I am going to stick this plant up, this spike up. So what I'm going to do is just that. I have a tie if it needs to be tied somewhere, but for the most part, that's all that that plant is going to require. I'm going to cut some of this dead stuff off down here, off of these sheaths, and I think I'll probably leave the roots. I think that it's a good thing for people to see the roots on the plant, especially aerial roots, because people have a lot of concern whether the plant's roots should stay inside of the pot and what to do with them. And so I think if they go to a show and they see the aerial roots escaping the pot, they'll feel a little bit less, you know, unsure about what to do. Because most plants do contain their roots in the pot. But anyway, I'm not gonna clean those leaves. I've already done that before. I've pretty much described what I'm gonna do with that plant. And I'm gonna do the same with this Cattleya. I'm gonna cut off some of the ends that are browning like that, this, and I'll probably stick this inside of another pot. I have a black pot that will cover all of that up. And what I will probably do with this pot, since it's so big, is then I will drape it with the fabric and then tie the fabric so that the whole pot is looking like that. And then I will also go in and cut off some of these dried sheaths just to make it a little bit cleaner. And of course, doing the leaves. Makes a big difference. Big, big difference. From dull to shiny. So anyway, folks, I think that's about enough. You get a general idea. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'll probably most likely make a video from that show. I'm not sure about going live, but we will see. Anyhow, if you've enjoyed my video, please press the like button, and I will see you soon. Enjoy orchids.